and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time as India here in Victoria 3. Yeah, we're going to do what we can to grow India's economy, while physically trying to grow India as well. Do the next unification January. So not very far out. Although, we might not be able to integrate very many because we've integrated most of them at this point. We're waiting for the opinion to sort of rise on the remaining ones. And we're waiting to see kind of who wins here. You're an recognized power. I suppose I could come in and take chunks off of you. Oh, I need to actually place my demands, my interests. Here we go. Lose them like that. There's a surprising amount of Africa that hasn't been claimed, but we're not going to go invading Africa anytime soon. Okay, build up some more construction sectors. Probably just put those 15 in. It's chugging a bit because of all the interest we just activated and all the effects that has. We'll give it a moment to process that all. You done? Maybe. No, it's not. Again, all these attitude improves. The game needs to figure out a better way to not spam you with them. So this is all the new attitude changes from the regions being activated. And you know, each of these is a different country. So every country in all those regions now has an attitude improved message. And yeah, that's a bit of spam. It's very spammy. Shift right click to get rid of them? Yeah. There we go. What could happen here? We just say panic would be wholly unwarranted. Which does piss off a bunch of people, but actually raises the loyalists, and the loyalists are the radical, or reduces the radicals, which is what we need to do. We need to get the radicals down. Like, that's the biggest argument to not invading places right now, is not getting more radicals. Although we do need... We're going to be doing the Opium War. What's the Heavenly Kingdom... Whether the Heavenly Kingdom wins or loses, then we got to make the decision whether or not we're going in on it, right? Then recognize major power. does mean we can take a bunch of stuff off of it for fairly low infamy. Because we do have civilizing mission. I don't have malaria prevention, so it wouldn't be too hard to get chunks of Africa. That was the way we wanted to go. Integrate 2 more. How many... Oh, it's not going to tell us very easily how many are considered left. Just invite, get them invited. Yeah, and that's not all of them, so we got you. You're definitely one. You're definitely one. And yeah, I'm guessing the 3 over here, if they were to join in, would have to actually ask. Because it's not presumed to be princely state or whatever. Okay, I think we're still gonna go. I think we're gonna go and annex Yunnan Click. Unless I think someone's gonna get involved on the other side that we can't tolerate. And the answer to that looks to be no. Don't do any more. Yeah, I need more bureaucracy. Okay. Oops, I wanted to do there. It's fine. Not too much of a problem. Education's up, home affairs is up. There's nitrogen fixation, which is chemical fertilizers, as well as the ability to improve our fertilizer buildings. Okay. Probably shouldn't turn automation on. Do in theory have a lot of unemployed. Things that do improve productivity should be applied otherwise. So, turn the dynamite on. Vineyards can be automatic irrigation. We're going to do chemical fertilizers, because assuming we have the fertilizers for it, that makes sense. Election season has begun ending with the strategization of the government fixers. We wish we may wield the power of the state to ensure a favorable result. I'm not going to bother. We're going to try to have the presumption of tradition of free of elections here. Need more urban admin. Was peace achieved? Peace was achieved. Okay, so we want to win the Opium Wars. We do need to impose either investment rights or free trade or treaty port on the Heavenly Kingdom. That's fine. Well, I suppose we can try doing diplomacy first. Will you give me investment rights? Yeah, pretty much. In exchange for trade privileges, yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm not maximizing government construction. Got private queue with control of the construction. Probably do want more glass, so we'll go urban. Another 100 levels of glass. I'm not sorted by unemployed. I'm not sorted by unemployed. This is not what I want. Still sorted by taxation efficiency, which is not what we want. Okay. Hop over here. We're gonna click, 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 click. And we can sort of unemployed, and then that'll be better. Whoops. That's what I get for clicking too quick. Okay. I deleted some of the steel mills that we had some progress on, which was not what I wanted. But it's fine. Okay. Glassworks. Sorba unemployed. Okay. So there's the glassworks I want made. Cycle a week. Let's see. Okay, so we're at that level's expenditure. We want to expand construction by 20 levels. So pull those guys out. And yeah, the communists are slowly losing power because the radicals are declining. If we were really worried about them, we could like go for workplace safety, and we might still go for workplace safety rules. Election is in. Can reinform the government. Of course, this is the most stable government, so we might as well keep this government. And if we're tiddling around, running around on the current state, we might do the swap over. Oh no, we don't actually have enough owner. So graduated taxation would not be a tax increase. I was about to say if that's a taxation increase, we'd swap to it. But it is not. And yeah, the other one we could do is we could go on to regulatory bodies. This would calm the communists down again. This would also increase the rate, well, decrease the rate that people are dying. You know, I'll do that because I'll at least calm the situation down. Okay, here goes the communists. Okay, could you happily use another 10 construction sectors in Bihar in this case, until those higher up. And then we'll see what our expenditure to situation be. Place requesting attention. We'll accept. The last is coming down. God, that's still a severe demand for glass and a severe... where did actually steel go? There's steel. Still pretty large demand. There's demand for everything in this market. Okay, so there's coal power. Was that that was a spread? We had that queued up behind plastic. So when we want to do electrification, that's good. We want that later on for electrification. Not as much of a rush. Okay. Although I suppose pneumatic tool, plastic, mechanized farming. We'll do electric arc furnace into electric away, into radio. I don't think I necessarily have the oil to run compression ignition. And if we don't have the oil to run compression ignition, electric relays are better. Okay. At which point, then we'll probably pop over to military or society. We'll see where we are. We'll see if we're really got that much of the game left at that point as well. There's political agitation. Yeah, if we get on property women or women in the workplace, we'll get the movement for feminism started up. Effectively, I supposedly have a colony over there. Although, is that because I don't have declared interest in the region? No, we have declared interest in the region. I can't colonize there because we don't have the right law. Yeah, don't think anyone's ever been really supporting getting off of it, although there is actually something that's worth going into exploitation. Oh, I'm at the point where the government's not consuming enough. I probably do want to be directing things to the government a little bit. Still pretty good demand for steel. We'll do that at 50 levels of steel mill. And then we'll revisit glass when we're done with the... well, when we're back to the point where the government is running massive PU. Put another 10 government construction in. There we go, regulatory bodies. I'm tempted. It's gonna make the unemployment go up, which isn't super ideal. Although if we're going to benefit from that, I need to benefit from that sooner rather than later. Yeah, let's try to get onto propertied women, because that's going to generate less of an uproar. And then we'll start the feminism movement. We can use that to swing to the other extreme. Suppose I should actually work on getting the lead price down. That might be affecting our capacity to get these glass working places working. It's like 50 levels. That's... Oh, we don't actually have very much lead in India, apparently. We'll build what we can. Okay. No import tariff on lead then? And then we're going to be looking at engines again. Sulfur's up there. Oh, I suppose I've... Well, no domestic gold mines. We got gold mines... No. Or is there... Is there gold mines to invest in? Invest in the Russian gold mines. Not going to worry about that. Oh, same thing with solar. Where's the Indian resources when you need them? We got lots of people, so we're gonna be doing lots of industry apparently. Work on steel. Do we at least have iron? We at least have iron. Okay, do like 50 iron places. Although apparently we don't have that much iron. Apparently also. Oh dear. Oh, well, that's because we raised the taxes. Yeah. And our revolt. communists. No, this is the Hindu this time. Interesting. Yep, now they go calm down again. Okay, so that's everyone going to be able to do anytime soon. 3 plus 1 more out of 4 possible. Eligible. Okay. Yeah, so all these apparently don't count, because there's 3 that they weren't eligible, but we didn't have the opinion with. And Bhutan's not our subjects. That's not one of them. You're not our subjects. That's not one of them. Yeah, so apparently there's people who are eligible but are not eligible. I don't have relations with this, the rebellion we're about to put down. Okay. And then we've got a lot of demand for value investments here. So that is basically around building a bunch of trade centers. How many of these do people employ? 1,000. This is probably just going to be reducing the GDP of the nation, which is maybe not ideal, but yeah, we'll start with that. It'll improve the standard of living at the cost of GDP. That's probably what will end up happening. Do we have anyone that supports freedom or free trade? None of the current government, maybe some of the movements too. Falling in line. Okay. Do I continue to work on the value investments? I think the answer is yes. Again, I think this is probably reducing our GDP. So maybe I shouldn't be going too hard on it, but if we can at least clear that thing, or clear this commitment, then we'll have a bunch of happy people. This is also helping to rapidly employ people, so I'm not too concerned about it from the employment side. Okay. City Delhi has turned out to celebrate harmony between the Hindus and Muslims, the festival of that festival. Floral offerings placed in the city shrines, and dances and songs fill the streets. Also gonna need electrification. Arcades are gonna need electrification. You need electrification. We don't have the cars necessarily support that, although that could be done. That requires electrification. Okay. Definitely getting closer and closer to, like, all the new stuff requires electrification. Here we go. Here we go. Got the clear back. So yeah, a couple of our subjects, of course, are going to be a bit grumpy about that, although I think they're still going to trend down. We're starting to get fairly strong and scary. So even the temporary plus 20% timed modifier, I think we'll be fine. Of course, that means that new area. State actions, corporate states. Oh, now we got the fascists. Bounce from one end of the extreme to the other. The fascists might be a little bit harder to appease. Number of unclaimed claims, okay. They don't like the political concessions. And the movement support is rapidly growing, and yeah, they don't like the number of claims. Where do I have claims? What do I... Well, I probably have claims out in the area. Okay, we're working on that. And I guess I can't do repeals in the middle of a law pass. Oh, and they have apparently getting the majority of our army. That will be a problem. Okay, we can work a little bit on the radicals by lowering the taxes. Let's try that as a start. Okay, that gets us into righteous. So I'll reduce radicals more. Get us passing laws quicker, so we can maybe move to do something to appease the fascists for a temporary period of time. Like maybe trying to remove some of these political concessions that they don't like. Oh, and I'm still working on value investments. 400-ish more. Oh, it's gonna should sort by unemployment. Sounds like opposition talk. Question is, would that pull you out of the fascist movement? We'll say that sounds like opposition talk. Think I can stomach a -5 here and not really have a big problem? No. No, I can't. Although wage subsidy is probably going to piss off the fascists, isn't it? No, they'd be sort of neutral on that. I could agree to that. Okay. See what we can do. We're not gonna rush for that. Okay, it gave us a feminist in agitator for the opposition, not leader of the opposition, which would probably pull them out of the fascists. Okay. Yeah, there's no way to form a party with the revolutionary crowd. Yes, to appease the party out of government, we're gonna try to swap it to a single party state. And yeah, that calms the fascists down. Although they'll be back real quickly if we stop. Yeah, they'll be back real quickly if we stop. Okay, population has been growing. Unemployment really hasn't been declining, although that might be due to the population growing at this point. I would hope with the tax is going down, the radicals would be going down as well. Rather than their own party, yes. Vote for the opposition to be the single party state. Yeah, that's going to work out well for you. Electric arc, yeah, that's something we want to do. Still, things are coming out of order is kind of what's going on. Pneumatic tools is going to help because that's going to be more construction sector throughput. Then we're into plastics, mechanized farming. Then we're going to be looking probably more at electrification. don't need is any of these that haven't been started. Okay. Then the next thing is more steel, more glass. Well, definitely not more glass. Maybe a little bit more steel. What are the construction materials involved in the current PM? Tools, glass, steel, explosives. Okay. And the tools are really cheap. So yeah. Steel explosives. So I'm looking like 50 steel. And explosives. We actually import a lot of explosives. So making it locally would be a good plan. So, like 30 levels of explosive factory. Throughput, which technically means we're going to be consuming more steel and more glass and more stuff. Streets alive. Anti-party protests. Such things demand the truncheon. Little else. Must spend more time educating the people on our system. Press that button. Because yeah, if we back down single party state right now, the fascists will be pissed. And they'll be back to revolting. So I could, oh no, there's no negotiation on this. Single party state or single party state is going to pass whether it passes or doesn't. Integrate the next one, which is Clot. Okay, so they're as good as they're going to be, so yeah. Might as well do Clot next. And we still have a princely state. Which kind of makes sense if one of these is still classed as... Oh, they're all classed as principalities, so they must all be considered princely states for whatever reason. 50% chance you just accept. And you're downtrending, so we'll let these guys finish downtrending. State action, reset production. So we'll invest in next. Glass probably isn't worth doing because we're probably going to want to do that with oil. By plastics. Steel only just completed, and then we're going to work on explosives. Okay, so maybe it's at the point where we're going to want to do something more consumer goods centric. Like, what's paper at? Paper is decent. In fact, we're exporting paper. So we could probably do art. Although we're exporting art. Yeah, we're exporting art. Okay. And cars. Maybe I just let the private queue take the wheel. Nope, here comes the communists. Trade unions coming out of cold. Towards Command Commodity Cooperative Ownership Council Republic. Collectivized agriculture. Apparently doesn't. So this is something people have had a debate about. Apparently you can't do factory councils unless you are revolutionary, which means you have to be the side that revolted in a civil war. So, if you're successful enough at reform that you can never that you never need to swap to the other side, then you can never get factory councils. I'm gonna go back up to neutral taxes.
Oh.
We were deficit spending just a little bit less hard. Okay, I don't like that even when we got the private queue in full control of the queue that we're running £1 million deficit. Although that's definitely the privy purse at play. Yeah. I suppose that means we don't want to become any variant of Council Republic until we've finished the Union of India here. Okay. Let's get the rest of our missing taxation capacity. So 1, 2, 3, and Punjab needs a lot. Try 30 there, or try 40 there. That might get us pretty close. We'll see where we are at that point. And I think the rest of them, I think we can't do by invite. Right, this hasn't gone away just because we have princely states, not because they're princely states we can privy purse and interact with. Subject of India, relations of India are 50 or lower, liberties are less than 50. We got 3 subjects that meet those criteria but that aren't showing up, so... Won't. 64% chance. Take the 64% chance first. They actually said no. For practical purposes, they're not going to be able to go away with saying no, but they were able to say no. And we're a great nation. Waiting for this to develop to figure out I need more taxation capacity there in Punjab. Okay. So we've had our election. The communists want in. The only stable government is the communists sweeping into power. Work Protection Council Republic. Okay. And we're about to have a setback on single party state, so. Barely not dead. It's probably gonna die. Oh, no, we got enough taxation capacity there. Okay. Is there a thing I want to build? Cars are tempting, although we're exporting it, and the demand is coming from that export. So it's only above order because of exports. Engines are probably the thing to build, although there's maybe an argument that I should electrify instead of building the engines, because the electrified engines... is twice as many engines. Right, so that's the number of engines we need. It's just electrify the motor industries. I don't have the tech for that yet, but that's 2 off. And then, yeah, we want more construction sectors. Or again, do I want to electrify? That's a good question. Maybe I should be getting the innovation going faster instead. Oh no, it's capped, so no, we don't need more innovation. I just need the text to complete. Which is plastics. Yep, no, we'll just let the private queue have its way for a bit. Yeah, we'll integrate our subjects, which will get the Union of India to go away. I don't know what that necessarily does to the Privy Purse. I could imagine it may be making the Privy Purse go away once we're actually done with it. National expense equivalent to 0.01% of gross domestic product times the number of princely states annexed using the journal entry, yeah. Which is why it's expensive. And the communist movement, which actually arguably controls the government at the moment, is the thing revolting. Okay. I'd appreciate if you were going to be revolting that you just be a little stronger, like the majority of the country. Right now I'm in sort of awkward position where if I were to give in to you, the fascists would probably be stronger than you. Oh, there goes calming down anyway. Heating up, calming down, heating up, calming down. Okay, annex the Shah. Because I guess they either troops are just that strong or they just back down. Anyway, we got these two over here to integrate. Neither of them are going to say yes, although there's nothing stopping us from just sending in the troops. Although that might be because these are our claims as well, aren't they? So this is probably calming the fascists down. Maybe not calming them down enough. I think those are our claims. Is there a good way to check what places I've claimed? Is there a good way to check what places I've claims on? Those are my interests, which is not my claims. Oh, there's a convenient and the Privy Purse payments. Fair enough. So once we get rid of the Union of India journal entry, we can press this button to stop paying all that money. It's going to piss off the landowners, but do I care? No. No, I don't. Overview. Oh, those are my interests again. That's not what we're looking for. Infamy. We can see the Great Britain stacking up the infamy. Population charts. No. Yeah, I don't know a good way to check check that. Budget's not a good way to do that. So I have to go state by state, probably. As we see, that's one of our claims. That's actually not one of our claims. Although that's one of our claims. That's one of our claims. That's a Persia claim. That's one of our claims. That's actually one of our claims. So we actually want to probably invade you for claims. we have claims on you? No. GB does. Great Britain does. And I also don't know how many claims are worth, right? So that's 2 not owned by our subject, or not owned in one of our subjects. Looks like that might be it. So it's our subjects and Chitterall. So I should probably stop improving relations with Chitterall. Okay. So we'll probably invade them in the next part. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. Just checking to see if Cylon down here is 1. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, and then probably the treaty ports. No, doesn't look like there's a name on those treaty ports. We'll see. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to record 1 more part. Maybe 2 more parts tonight. Maybe see if we go and try to finish off the run here tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to get up and stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record the next part. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.